show, 5 Stripe Fam. I'm AJ. Before we get into it, become part of the notification squad by hitting the bell next to the subscribe button on YouTube. Welcome to another episode of 5 Stripe Weekly. It's been a hot minute, but a lot has been going on in my life. Some things that take a lot of attention, so apologies for the delay in some episodes, but yes, there's plenty of football all around the world right now. If you're living under a rock, it's, yes, the World Cup going on right now, but that also has taken up some attention for a lot of us, I'm sure. But some big news in the Atlanta United stratosphere. The new CEO and president of Atlanta United not only has been announced, but he also gave a press conference on Tuesday, and it's a new chapter in the history for Atlanta United, and that is Garth Lagerway from the Seattle Sounders, and he basically, he comes with a massive pedigree in MLS, winning everywhere he went, not only with Seattle Sounders, but with Real Salt Lake as well, building academies with both teams, and, not only serving as the general manager, but the senior vice president of soccer operations for not only Real Salt Lake, but also, he helped RSL reach an U.S. Open Cup final, and then helped RSL become the first MLS team to reach the CONCACAF Champions League final as well. So definitely a guy that knows a little bit about winning. With Seattle, he, of course, led them to the CONCACAF Champions League title in 2022, and the MLS Cup championships in 2019 and 2016, and then the a couple of MLS Cup finals as well on other occasions. But and then that Sounders team also made the Leagues Cup final in 2021. So it's definitely, he comes with just this winning tradition, at least wherever he goes. And apparently, according to the interim CEO, Steve Cannon, it was an international search, and that they could not have been more thrilled to have him take the reins of the team. And his experience as a player in the league and a time as an executive who has developed a keen understanding of both the soccer and business sides of running an organization made him the perfect fit as we move forward with Atlanta United. And that was according to Cannon. And so, definitely, with all that as well, Arthur Blank, he said, "I've enjoyed getting to know Garth through this process, and it has become obvious why success has followed him throughout his career. We expect to be a championship caliber team on and off the pitch every year, and I'm confident Garth is the right leader to build on a very strong foundation and help deliver our city and fans what we've promised: more trophies and a club they will always be proud to have represent this community." So it's definitely good vibes all around. And Lagerway, he definitely, in his press conference, spoke about how this is, such a move forward for him, and definitely where, his track record and his ability to win is the key here. But he started off with saying, "It is phenomenally exciting to be here. It is an opportunity of a lifetime for me. I've worked 15 years to get an opportunity to be a CEO and to run both business and soccer sides of an organization, to work for Arthur, for Steve, and to work with our leadership team of Demetrius Efstathiou, George O'Donoghue, Carlos Bocanegra, and Gonzalo Pineda, to establish a new foundation for Atlanta United and build from the success that's come from before. This opportunity has unlimited potential." And he said, there's a lot of ton of positives here when you look at the talent on and off the field in terms of the personnel, the fan base, the enthusiasm for the team, and the support they've had historically. My job is to come through and be thorough, go slow, and move fast, which is to say come in and do an analysis, do a deep dive to understand both the business and soccer aspects of the organization. And once we're prepared and have all the information we need, go forward and make decisions. We're trying to get to sustainable success. LA United came in and rocket right out of the gate. They had an inevitable decline in some respects because of how phenomenal the start was. I don't know if anybody would have kept up that rate. We're going to try to make this sustainable, and that requires a foundation and a block-by-block approach to building this thing up. I mean, a lot of these words sound fantastic to me. It sounds like a guy that has run some things in the past. And he did mention on why he left the Sounders that he's been a general manager for 15 years and it's a different job. And in Seattle, you have to have an incredibly accomplished owner in Adrian Hanauer, who was the GM before he came in and took over. They're highly capable, and the CEO role is not something they have. So, yeah, it was... they basically told him that if you want to move forward in your career, that opportunity very likely won't be here. So, I mean, yeah, this definitely is a step forward for him to be able to run both the business and soccer side. Now, onto the players, which I think, we have very strong interest in seeing what he thinks about it. He said, this is a league-leading organization within MLS, a league-leading organization within the NFL. I'm really excited about the expertise that is here, the resources that are here, and nobody has ever told me to come in and limit anything. We're going to go through our DP policy and look where we've spent to see if we can be effective and more efficient. We're going to try to maximize our resources, because if we maximize our resources in a salary cap system, that's going to get you better players. If you have better players, you'll probably win more games. That's pretty damn sure. But Atlanta United signed a couple of DP players in the past. Miguel Miron, Piti Martinez left for almost $20 million in terms of the sale, and both of them won trophies. And then you have Thiago Almada, who's in the Argentina national team, which is the first time that's ever happened in MLS history. It's not about being young or being old. They've got to be good players. And the one commonality that I see in my career is that I've always been permitted by ownership to sign the best player, not a star or someone with marketing potential. And so, yeah, that's definitely prevalent and I think shown at Seattle Sounders, where Raul Ruidiaz, more or less, more people knew about him in MLS than in other leagues, and a lot of the players that they have made their names at Seattle. So it's definitely instead of bringing in stars, we make stars, and I think that's where we can really do something here, and kind of go along in that vein of what Lagerway has built in his previous stops. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, yeah, massive hire, and a guy that should move the needle forward for LA United. Color me excited for this hire. It's finally some good news, and obviously as well, there was news that he and Carlos Bocanegra haven't spoken yet, but that they had been speaking, spoken in person, but they have been speaking, of course, in the hiring process. But Carlos Bocanegra, a hot topic for LA United fans and many that want to see Bocanegra go, and it will be interesting to see how that relationship progresses, or if he is actually let go. So that will remain to be seen. But next bit of news was that Lagerway's his number 2, Craig Wable, he will take the old role in Seattle. So that's That definitely isn't surprising for sure. If you look at their organization, just the measure of success that they have had. Next bit of news is that Thiago Almada, he made his World Cup debut, and it was in the 84th minute, and Argentina already up 2-0 against Poland. And yeah, Almada came in. He got 15 touches in the attacking third, completing 13 of his passes, and including a key pass, a through ball that almost made an assist at the end of the match. And so, yeah, it's definitely amazing scenes to see an LA United player in the World Cup make his debut at 21 years old. Super awesome. Imagine being 21 years old and making your debut in the World Cup. Just would be a dream, right? And he said as much. He said, quote, "I'm very happy for my World Cup debut. I'm the happiest kid in the world, like any other little child who dreams while having a ball at his feet." We talked internally that when we get hit hard, we have to react, and thankfully we got up quick. Now we need to keep going. Because, yeah, Argentina, they advanced. They were the top spot in Group C. And, yeah, it was, obviously they had a little bit of a tumultuous time after getting beat by Saudi Arabia. But, yeah, Argentina, they will now face Australia in the round of 16. Now, LA United also made another move. They accidentally leaked it on their YouTube with the player highlights a week before, really almost 2 weeks now at this point. But Derrick Etienne, 9 goals, 6 assists last season with Columbus Crew. He is now an Atlanta United player. And yes, having come from Columbus, also from the New York Red Bulls Academy, also having split some time with FC Cincy, he definitely has the MLS pedigree in terms of not only winning a championship with the Columbus Crew, but also Donington Nagbe. He apparently had a major role in selling him on LA United based on the things he had to say about the club, according to Mike Conti. So, yeah, who's Etienne? He's a versatile winger, and he's a player that's definitely, in terms of a free agent, he had, a top year, and, 9 goals, 6 assists, really, really good. What I wonder is if we are paying for essentially a career year. I mean, yes, he is 26 years old, so he is still in the middle of his prime, but that was far and away his best season of his career. The most assists he has ever gotten before that was 5, and it definitely was not 9 goals or anything close in previous seasons. So, if it's more of a depth type of piece, then I think this is a really strong signing. It's someone that can perform in this league and can play on the wing, on either wing. It's something that we sorely need, production in the final third. You know who I'm talking about. If there's if you're looking at the ineptitude unfortunately in front of goal. But in terms of Etienne, the as well, he is has been capped by Haiti, so it's definitely he's got that kind of international, not only international but also MLS experience, and I think that will serve us well going forward. It's I think a strong addition. I just wonder if he can continue the really strong numbers. Will he be a starter? It will remain to be seen. But next bit of news from Juan Carlos Jimenez. He reported that Sebastian Guerra, he would not continue with Nacional, and that that Guerra would go as a free agent to Atlanta United after not renewing with Nacional, and that his contract runs out at December 30th. So, or on December 30th, rather. But he's a 21-year-old goalkeeper, 6'2", from Medellin, Colombia. and he played 3 games and conceded 5 goals. I don't know about this rumor. It's I think we can do better. It's not exactly something that inspires a lot of confidence. I mean, if maybe for the LA United 2, and maybe if we have another player from LA United 2 kind of move up as one of our backups, I mean, maybe it's that, because it seems like Brad Guzan is going to return and will retake his place as the starting goalkeeper. But next bit of news is that Miles Robinson, he was cheering on the U.S. men's national team, and he said, "Good luck to all my guys out in Qatar for the World Cup. It's time to eat." That was on his IG and Twitter. But yeah, it's essentially, it's been obviously a bit bittersweet for him. Obviously with him possibly making the World Cup. He really helped. He really helped the U.S. men's national team in the qualifiers leading up to the World Cup, but with his Achilles heel injury, it unfortunately, of course, cut off that chance because of just the long recovery time and him not being able to make it back. But he spoke with LA United's media team, and he said, it sucks, especially knowing the importance of this year in my career. It's super disappointing, but it happens, And he said, in terms of, when it happened, he said it was one of those things that didn't physically hurt, but mentally, just to get carted off is a psychological blow that really kind of stinks. And, in terms of the how he's been able to cope, he said, "For me personally, I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude at all times, especially at this low point." He said, it's definitely frustrating because you become so close to these guys, because you see them every day. They're kind of like your brothers, and you want to help your brothers. And when you can't, it kind of feels like you're worthless at times, which sucks. Especially because your whole life you created your whole persona around playing a sport that you can't play, so it's tough. And he said his family and his friends kept him positive and gave him support throughout this time. He said they kept my morale high and my energy up, definitely my friends and my family, and I'm super grateful for them. It kind of motivates me to come back better because I know how much they sacrifice just to keep me up. And he said about his recovery, it's going good. It's just one of those things day by day, but you can definitely see a progression and success based on the Achilles and how it feels. But yeah, I'm back on the field, kind of touching the ball. Nothing too crazy yet, but I'm definitely feeling strong. So yes, very tough to see Robinson, kind of miss out completely on this World Cup, because we know that he would be a starting player on this side. But it's good to hear that he's been propped up and that he's been able to recover nicely and is almost back. But speaking of that U.S. men's national team, they drew the first 2 matches against Wales and England, and then they won against Iran 1-0 and are now into the round of 16. They finished second in that group, and it's just what a gutsy goal by Christian Pulisic. It was he definitely he got racked a little bit, but it's all worth it, I guess, in the end when we're able to move on into the next round. But also in terms of World Cup news, Tata Martino, he was let go from Mexico after their last match. Essentially, he was a dead duck. Essentially, it was not good vibes around Martino. It was just Mexico fans have kind of called for his head for a long time, actually. But last bit of news, and this isn't exactly Atlanta United news, but it's massive. There are rumors that Inter Miami are reportedly close to having Messi sign with them, according to Juan M. Castano that Sergio Busquets, his former Barcelona teammates, will also sign for Inter Miami next season. But the reports were rubbished by Fabrizio Romano. He said that Messi, he has not decided his future yet, and that his camp guarantees that Leo is only focused on the World Cup and there's no agreement with any club. But I'm sure that Inter Miami, they want Messi, and they will push. But PSG, they'll offer Leo Messi a new deal as well. And Fabrizio Romano, he finished it off saying that Messi's decision will be made in 2023. But that has huge impacts across the league, of course, because any game will be must-see TV, and any stadium that he goes to, it will be pandemonium. So clearly, if Inter Miami are able to get Messi, it is going to be ridiculous, and they will no doubt be front runners for the MLS Cup as well. So, I don't really want to see that in our division as well, in our conference. But no doubt it would still be very, very exciting for a lot of people, I'm sure. But what do you guys think? Messi to Inter Miami, how does that impact LA United? That could really shake some things up in the standings for sure in future years if he does sign. But that is the news and pretty much the entire episode, except for the question of the day. And the question of the day is, if not for your home country, who are you rooting for to win the World Cup? Let us know in these comments below. Looking forward to what you have to say. But guys, that is the episode there and there. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. I've been AJ. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.